access to your cassette recordings, really. And so citizens who want to hear what goes on with the meetings, we'll have a way for them to do that.
Well, you can do whatever you want. I have nothing to hide whatsoever.
No, it's not about anything to hide. It's not about that. You know, City Kaiser puts their meetings up on the internet. Most other cities do.
Susie Clark.
There. You'll catch on.
Okay. Let's see if anybody maybe increase. Maybe more people help, but they see it online.
Yes.
Make sure that's running.
That's the same kind of pipes. Welded stainless steel, is that what it is?
Yeah, that will be fine.
So
How's the different sizes down here?
No, we can just.
That's pretty expensive.
What is that? What's the blue paper?
I ain't wanting that.
Oh, that kids one.
Still
Yeah,
looks
for
good.
that too. Yeah. Just like
What street do y'all live on?
we
That's, we're gonna put a wood furnace in our basement. And we wanna run this pipe up to our fireplace, or our chimney. And Paula's got that, and I think what you've got up there is tall enough to go all the way through our chimney.
26750.
well, it's a couple of minutes before. Miss Grace, would you please lead us in a prayer today, please?
Yes.
One more button.
Dear Heavenly Father, we come in the name of Jesus, Lord. We thank you, Lord, for another council meeting, oh God. We ask you to look upon us and bless us, oh God. Let us work together in love and harmony, oh God. And we thank you, Lord, how you've taken us out, taken us through 2016, taken us into a new year, Lord, 2017. We realize that our help comes from you, oh God, and we look to you, Lord. We need your help, we need your strength. We're here to better the city of Piedmont, oh God, and help us, oh God. We look on you and look on city officials, city council people, look on everyone that is here, and even Mr. Steve, and look on us and bless us in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Miss Grace. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, it is 6 o'clock.
Cookies.
Okay, the first thing on the agenda was on at 5:30, but we didn't start this meeting at 5:30. It was Steve contacted me a couple of days before, but I guess wasn't time to take it off. But we'll move that up first. But let's see.
Want me to report on that, on the water project?
Well, I guess we might as well just start out at that, Steve, if you don't
Okay.
mind.
Well, as you may recall, the water project is basically complete with all the work in the contract. There are some change order items that you requested, and that change order you approved has been submitted to West Virginia IJDC, and they have approved that, so we anticipate Carl Belt will be in the next week or so to finish those items up. That included a pump in the basement, that included some cabinetry up in the work area, and that included a new heater in the cooling room. So those are the items there. So the work's basically done except for those change order items, and so I really didn't see a need to have a progress meeting other than just to report that at this point. So
That's good.
Yeah.
The sewage repair.
Want me to report on that now?
Let's, if you don't mind,
No, that's fine.
are you going to be around for a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's good to know that the water plant is pretty much on its way. We got that nice tank up there now, and now I'm bucking for another one. So I think if we could get that other reservoir cleaned up over
Yeah,
there.
I think what we need to do is we can come back with you with a request for an engineering agreement to do a preliminary engineering report, which we can identify additional work that you wanna do up at the plant. Given your situation, you probably wanna go ahead and apply for all grant funding, maybe from small cities.
That's right.
So we'll set it up based on that. At this point, we're still open to ideas what we need to do up there, but some ideas that pretty apparent is to replace the other reservoir with a tank, to do some yard piping from the plant to the tanks. That's very old piping, as we're aware. We need to fence the entire perimeter of the water plant, and Tim's indicated that the telemetry from the pump station up to the other small tank up on the hill can use an upgrade to match what we have at the other tanks. So those are some items there. That'll fill up another several $100,000 worth of work. So
Right, and it'll also improve the water quality in town also, I mean, like greatly.
yeah.
And that's what we're looking at more than anything, and the reliability of the system.
So with your permission, I'll prepare an engineering agreement, and we'll bring that to you at a future meeting for your consideration. And then we'll start the PER process and start it.
Well,
That's the one going up.
this is, the other reservoir alongside our other one that's still got the wood top on it and stuff.
Yeah. No.
Remove that and put a tank in.
Oh,
Another tank in.
when another time?
Well, we could close that in so there's, it's secured then. But yes, Steve, I think we need to do that, we can't,
It does, as you're well aware, take time to get these projects funded and designed and out to bid and constructed, so several years, so we'll get started on that.
okay. All right, we'll touch on those suits down along the line if you don't mind.
That's fine, that's fine.
Okay, is there any citizens' complaints here today?
Danny Powers.
Okay,
Hi, I just wanted to talk about two things real quick. One is, you guys are having a vote coming up about not having the early voting anymore at the office here. And I just wanted to just speak in favor of tabling that and not doing that, because
It's not having it, it was having,
by mail,
yeah.
but closing the office though, right? And I thought it was gonna be no more early voting in person, but we were gonna do it by mail.
Well, if you would wait for the meeting to be through, we're not gonna do it, we're opting not to do it, cause there's too much difference.
Okay, what I read in the paper was different then.
Well, it's on the agenda, and when I get to my turn, I was gonna say
That's
this.
okay, well, this is my turn now as the citizen, it's the
okay,
only
I'm
time,
just
I can't
saying.
jump up in the middle of yours, so I'm
Yeah,
saying it, so
okay.
I hope that we do both then, that would be good, to have more methods, more ways to early vote is good. So that, good, that answered my question,
Okay,
thank you.
yeah.
And the other thing was just, I would like to just remind again, and at some point we see this get on the agenda, which is what is going on with the fire hydrants in town. That I'm concerned, because when we had that fire at Joe's house up on East Fairview, they were using the fire hydrant across Childs, when there's a fire hydrant right across the street from his house, so apparently that one isn't working either. So East Fairview is totally exposed for fire danger right now, which bothers me because I have a warehouse up there. So I think we really need to get a firm date on when we're getting the fire hydrants fixed, how we're getting them tested, they need to be tested for flow and for pressure and for operation. And that has to happen soon. I can't emphasize it. There was some minutes that came out in August. I've been asking about this since about June.
Yeah, well, like I said.
And the minutes came out in August, and they said in 3 weeks, we were gonna have the fire hydrants are gonna all be taken care of at no cost to the city.
That's what they told us.
I understand that, but we only hear what you tell us, so what I've heard last is that in 3 weeks from August 24th, all the fire hydrants are gonna be taken care of, and we haven't heard a peep in this council. And you guys will come to meetings and give no officer reports at all sometimes, like last time, so I think really that should be something that should be on the agenda every week until it's finished, is fire hydrants. We need fire hydrants. This town has lost a lot of buildings from fire, we don't need to lose more, so that's all I'd say.
Can I ask, is the East Fairview Street hydrant operational, the one you're talking about?
We don't
It's the
know.
one that's right by
Okay.
the printing house and by,
And
Butch's house.
it works.
We don't know.
Does
The
it?
reason, I believe it's not
Okay.
bagged or tore down or anything.
So why would they
So the
use
reason
that?
they wouldn't hit it is because I've been in the fire department for 30-some years. And Piedmont's asked me to help them join again
Mhm.
here to drive, be an engineer in the trucks. You can't hit the hydrant in front of the house. You wanna hit a hydrant away from the house
Mhm.
because you don't want your truck hitting the hydrant
No, I
at the
understand
source
that.
of your fire. So that's why
Okay.
they hit it here, because that's
All
the,
right, if that's, I'd like to know,
You know,
though, I'd like to
that's-
see a
that's just
report that
fire
shows that that
operations.
fire hydrant works. I'd like
That's
to see
fire, yeah.
somewhere we can look up a document that says, these are the fire hydrants that work, these are the ones that don't. So
yeah,
that's
I don't
all I'm
know if it
asking
is or
for.
not, like I said, because it's not my job, but
Okay.
for that. But yeah, I was
Yeah.
saying, I'm just
Mhm.
stepping in for the fire
Well,
department.
hopefully that's the
I know
reason.
that's their fire
Hopefully
operation.
that's the reason.
You don't
why
wanna
they
hit
did
a
it.
hydrant at the fire.
Yeah, I understand
Because then
that.
you have no way back.
Well, we'll find out if that really was the reason, so
At
we'll bring
present-
that up at a further
At
meeting.
present, Danny, let me
Mhm.
say a couple of words while you're on that fire hydrant.
Okay,
HD Supply has been over here several times trying to
Mhm.
get the washers and stuff to fix it. They
Mhm.
all do work. Let me say this, they do work, but there's leaks in them. You gotta turn it off in the street to keep it from going down through the bleeder
Okay.
holes. The HD Supply was supposed to have got back to me, and I admit, I dropped the ball on this a little bit myself. But, I'll try to get back on it here in the next not this week, but maybe next week. And these do work, but you gotta have the valve key in the street to turn them
I
on.
understand, that's not gonna do us a lot of good on a snowy day or in a fire when they can't get at the valve key in the street, or it's an
You're right,
emergency,
but
so.
You're
It
right,
needs to be
that's-
taken care of. We'll talk more about it. I just wanted to bring it up again to make sure it keeps coming up, because it seems like it just gets dropped and dropped. And it's now been 1 year since the fire hydrant by the Opera House was broken. That was broken during the fire over, I don't know what that, on
Which
Third
one is
Street.
that?
That one that's right on the corner, Third and
By the
Green.
storage over
And
there, by the toy towns.
That's the one that's the one we worked on twice.
Yeah.
trying to-
Yeah, and you said, and
Robbie, you was over there.
Richard said it was broken from during that fire.
And that one's the one he said too will work, but you gotta turn it on in the street.
Well, we were told that one was broken before by you. You said you
No,
broke it.
It wasn't
No.
broken by him
Oh.
after we got an investigation
Oh,
on
okay.
Yeah.
it. It was a
Alright.
rock inside the sealed unit.
They said a
where
girl could have broke it.
There was a rock.
Right. Whichever, regardless, it's got black plastic over it, it's non-functional,
I
so,
put the black plastic
Okay.
over it because I didn't want somebody to assume that it worked and it didn't.
yeah, like a fire truck or something,
Right.
yeah.
Well,
Because the only way you turn it on is in the street.
I understand,
The
that's
fire
not
department
acceptable
knows
for
that
fire
it has to
hydrants,
happen.
but I hope we get those fixed soon, that's all I have to say. I hope we get them fixed soon, and I'll keep bringing it up until I do.
Well, I'm sure you will. Okay, moving right along. Is that all the citizens' complaints we got?
Yes.
Minutes from the previous meetings, anyone had a chance to look at them?
I make a motion that we accept the minutes of the previous meeting as written. I'll second it.
All in favor? Anyone opposed? Okay, meetings from the last minutes approved. Any corrections? Okay. Next thing, correspondence. Does anyone have any correspondence? I have a couple of things here. There's been a new lady appointed to a drug task force that is gonna be in communications here in the near future as soon as she gets settled in. Her name is Angela Tucker. She's gonna be covering 5 different counties in the panhandle here of West Virginia. And I spoke with her today, and she seems like she's new at the job, doesn't know where Piedmont even is, but I told her that I would give her a call and invite her up sometime. Okay, other than that, I haven't got anything else there. Officers' reports.
As for the park and the pool, there's nothing because of the season. With the voting situation, we looked into the mail voting. And by the time you did all the publishing and everything you had to do, it would, for the few amount that do that, it's just best to stick with the early voting in the council chamber and have it open on the 2 Saturdays before the election.
Okay. And that'll be you tending the phone?
Saturday here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The office will be open 2 Saturdays for the early voting. I think we've had 6, no more than 10 vote early. So to go through doing an ordinance over the time and paying to have it published, just, it's easy to have early voting here. So,
Okay. Is that about all you got?
that's all I got. And then I checked with all the workers and they are gonna be available for the polls. So we have to get with them and we're gonna have a little movie for them to watch and everything, but that's, like I said, we got till May.
All right.
But we got poll workers in place.
Okay. So, anyone else got anything to say about officers' report? How about you, Susie?
The issue up on Hampshire Street with the downspout going out into the street, they're working with, the neighbor's gonna help them reroute it to where it originally was underneath the house. So hopefully that issue will be taken care of and it won't be out on the street anymore. Probably Monday I'll have some more letters going out to residents that needs to take action with their properties. Dilapidated, falling down, porches and stuff like that.
I have one next to me.
You do have one next to you.
Yeah.
My,
Garland.
I'm going out
Garland.
East and West Fairview streets to take care of all those. And I'll get those addressed and I'll get Hampshire streets. And so probably about 2 weeks, maybe 3. We'll get them. That's all.
Okay. Rick, you got anything?
No, nothing really. I mean, other than just we trying to stay busy on the storm and don't have enough people to do what needs to be done. But, you know, other than that.
Well, it's been chaos here with that because, you know, guys off sick,
Oh,
guys that take vacation. You know, there's been at the most 2 people,
yeah.
and yet you get all the criticism from town.
Well, yesterday, I had to take the little one to school. And between 7:30 and 8 o'clock, I took pictures of Piedmont, who is just, we just have our guys. Western Port, who has help from the state. Kaiser, 220, who has help from the state. And all 3 pictures I took of all those 3 towns all look the same. So in my eyes, we did a pretty daggone good job.
Well, I mean, I'm just looking at it like this. We got about 4.2 miles to take care of. And you break that down, that's about 1.75 miles for 3 guys to take care of. And it's, you know, it's virtually impossible to do.
Well, the weather with the road being cold to start with and the rain came, it became ice. I mean, it's just inclement weather. What do you do about it? I'm tired of worrying about it. I mean, I'll do the best I can and move on with life.
Other than that, that's, I'd like to find some help somewhere when we get these storms. That's about it.
I know that we made a verbal agreement with the state, but can we maybe just ask them if one time when they come in, if they could just come down?
I called them
One
this
time.
morning. Tom Hamilton
Especially
called
with
them
the
this
pre-treat,
morning.
Yeah.
you know.
We both,
Yeah.
I called the state about 5. What time did you call me?
4:53.
I called the state at 5:15 this morning, and I talked to Tom on my way down this morning at about 5:30, and he said he doesn't call.
Well, I had a
Let's
bus
see if anybody
driver.
come up.
Bus driver on Friday asked me if we could get help from the one time through. And I actually called them Friday at 3:20:04 and asked them to call me back, and nobody called me back yet.
But other than that, like I said, other than that, we're trying to do what we can with what we have. We gotta fix the other plow.
You know, Mineral County ends at the Z-Tower.
Yeah, that's it. What is that stuff that
They
put in the
pre-treat
street?
right
What
after
is
walking
that?
the Piedmont.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they
then
check
they
salt
turn,
out.
yeah, what is that? I see them tracks. What is
Salt
that?
barn.
You-
But other than that, that's about it. I
Brian,
mean,
That's something that we're working on doing.
There's where they salted and they stopped there.
Right at the welcome Piedmont.
That's where the pre-treat stops too.
I've seen that.
You know, you can see where they turn around.
And then
Like I said, it's Route 46 clear to the bridge going into Westernport and
If they would just one time, that would help us, just one time come through. That would help, I think.
I misplaced my book, and I don't know what it is, but it's got everything in it. I can't find it at the house. I thought maybe I left it here, but apparently not.
Miss Grace, you got anything?
No, Steve talked to us about the water,
Yeah, he's
trying to
done.
get the new tank in.
He's gonna speak a little bit more here
Okay,
on the
so I
line.
don't have nothing right now. That be happy.
We got everything into, Cindy Evans at the state auditors, all the information that we needed to submit for approval for our audits to begin. And we have, it's Felicia, some company, they're the ones that's gonna do it. They were the only ones actually that submitted a bid, and for from the 2015 and the 2016 audits, it's gonna be $13,600 for both. And they're gonna want their money,
Well,
I know. I don't think that they would go for any payment arrangements. You can always try.
they will. Okay, anybody got anything else for the officers report? Okay. Police report.
Well, I made copies, sent everything out to you. It's been a pretty busy month. Got the, like I said, I used some of my grant money and got the 4 new winter tires on the cruiser, state bid. Jim's Tire and Auto, that's where the state bid goes into, and they threw in the mounting and balancing and taking the other tires off, and the other tires that are still good for summer over in the building marked to be replaced back on the cruiser when weather gets better. Just to report, I did what, sent a letter, you had a letter last meeting, I stayed home and, for Piedmont Housing, they went ahead and got me a grant and, donated money for uniforms. Got one of them on now, so it works pretty good. Got uniforms, some of it's back ordered, the Class A uniforms, so I wore this to grand jury actually on the stabbing incident, and that, I believe, was a true bill. I believe that's all went through. So it'll be going up for hearing before long on the Cadillac and everything. Also, they donated, like I said at the time, I mentioned to you earlier, I have down in there too on my one report that it was $1,420 for the new radar unit in the cruiser. It's fully functional and certified and operating great, so everything's good with that. Haven't had any other people taken to jail. I had one on the 29th of December. Stopped the lady for running this little stop sign here, and here she was wanted out of Frederick County, Virginia, and Allegheny County, Maryland, and State Police, West Virginia. So she was also driving revoked for DUI under a .15, so I arrested her on the spot and executed the fugitive from justice warrants on her. And during the snowstorm on the 29th, 30th, I took her to regional jail and dropped her off. She's still there now. So she hasn't even posted bonds, so she's still over there, along with the gentleman from the stabbing. They're both still inmates. Betsy had asked me, I mentioned her earlier, this doesn't happen too often, but I did finally, I contacted a couple officers that I knew of, and they emailed me the form, so I've got it in my computer now. So you don't always get it, but, and I didn't have it till then, but I did finally find the transportation form. This form, if I arrest someone and have to take them to regional jail, like tomorrow I've got a guy turn himself in. It's on a West Virginia State Police warrant. But if I arrest him tomorrow, I take him to arraignment. If he can't bond out or they don't accept bond, then I've got to drive him to the regional jail in Augusta, which costs us money, me time and everything. The state, they just don't come take him from me, once you arrest him. So if I get him though, I can fill this out. I'm not saying we'll get anything, but you put down in here and you leave this with the arrest papers. It goes to magistrate court, they attach to his record, and then once he's found guilty or whatever, they can assess him the fees for your mileage, pay for your gas. But I do have this form now, so other than that, everything else has been going okay. That's the only other one I had, and I think that's about it. If anyone has any issues, complaints, or questions or comments, let me know.
Okay, thank you, Rob. Okay. Unfinished business. We got different bullets there that we need to talk about. Paula already covered one of them. The Men of God March, we need to vote on that tonight. Y'all have that in your packet. This is from Autumn Miller. They had this march before, and they're wanting to do it again, so I guess we covered this last time. So,
I make a motion, we let them do the Men of God March on June 24th, 2017.
for a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
I
Okay,
went to the last one, it was very successful.
yeah,
We had it last year.
yeah,
It was in
it was.
August last year, wasn't it?
Uh-huh,
I thought
yeah,
it
they
was.
had it in the office over on Back Street.
It's gonna be in June this year, June 24th.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Lindsay, you have to send something to these.
Got it.
Okay. All right. The appointment of the sanitary board. That's,
I talked to Marcus,
He's gonna do it.
he
Yeah.
said no.
I talked to him, he said yeah.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. I talked to him Friday and he just confirmed today.
Okay.
He can't be here tonight, he's got kids.
And we got Mike Boggs and Jeffrey Wells. That
Okay.
makes the three plus you were the fourth one.
yeah,
All right, good.
Yes, sir.
okay. Since I'm going to be part of this too, who wants to read this out?
There you go. Raise your
This is-
right hand.
No, just up here is all you need. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Yes, sir.
I want to first off say, how glad I am you guys are gonna volunteer your time for this job. It's not something that's gonna take up a great big amount of your time, but it's something that's needed to show everyone that we're trying to do things right. And we are trying to do things right, but we've had problems in the past trying to get someone to come to these boards, and it's just an overseeing thing that, you know, we may call on you to come out for a few hours and but anyhow, I appreciate that. So since I'm gonna be on this too, I need
After I say aye, just say your name. I
Benjamin Smith.
do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications by law to hold this office of the city of Piedmont, West Virginia, and not subject to any disqualifications prescribed therein, and that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this state, and honestly discharge the duties of my
We said in the advertisement they'll be available for, we already have a contract to start. We're gonna look at them, here's the plans, and here's a specification book.
Okay.
Specification book. The project will be advertised tomorrow, the 12th, as well as the 19th. That's to advertise 2 times. We're going to hold the pre-bid meeting on the 26th here at 10 a.m. And contractors will come here, we'll describe, you've all, I think, been to a pre-construction meeting and to a pre-bid conference, and that will take place on the 26th at 10 a.m. And we'll be here, we'll tell the contractor about the project, and then we'll go out and take a look at where the project is and let them take a look at things. So we need to be able to maybe get into the pump station down here and let them look in there, and we'll take them out and show them Pearl Street and the pump station and regulator number 1, 2, and where number 5 is, and describe the project to them, let them know where it's at. And then we'll open bids at 2 p.m. on February 16th. Last time I was here, we were shooting for February 2nd, Groundhog Day, but we had to get this thing approved through IGDC and over the holidays. The director there has left, so they have an interim director, so he's trying to do that work as well as project management. It just took them a little longer to review it, so we're gonna open on the 16th, and we'll have bids for that. I've already apprised the project team, the lawyer and the administrator, that we'd like to push to, once we get these bids, and assuming they come in good, and I think they will, that we want to push to get this thing closed, the loan closed as quick as possible. That can take 10 weeks to get done on a normal project. But this project, we already have all the easements, all the rights of way, all the bids we need to get. So I told we want to go ahead and push this thing to close it a little quicker than 8 or 10 weeks. So hopefully we can produce that and then get under construction. The first order of business will be up in the Pearl Street area to get that line done, get the old Pearl Street pump station out. But to make all that work, we also have to do, the regulators come in this direction and testing some line coming down from there and make sure we're cleaning it. And so that'll all be done first, and then we'll do the rest of the project once that's done. It's all included in the bid. Now, when I went to IJDC, I did have an item in there for a sewage jetter trailer, it's a glorified high-pressure thing to clean the sewers out. The interim director indicated to me that he did not think that would be an eligible cost that they would pay us for, so he made me take it out of the bid. So it's not included in this bid. If the bids come in low, and we have monies that we can ask for a bid underrun, if we have a bid underrun, we can go back to full council or to the committees and ask them to reconsider that and possibly get that. But at this point, we had to take that out of the project in order to get it out to bid. So that happened late last week. So the project's out to bid. If you want to go to our website, Thrasher, ENG.com, THRASHERENG, it's all one word, .com, and look up under bidding. You'll see projects out to bid, and I think right now it's the first one on our list. So the list, City of Piedmont, the name of the project, which is the Pearl Street Pump Station, Water Street Pump Station Replacement Project. And then the list shows you the advertisement with the dates I just gave you. 26 for the pre-bid, and February 16th for the bid opening. And pre-bid's at 10 a.m., the bid opens at 2 p.m. So that's all in there as well. It's in the ad from the book here. So that's where we're at. So hopefully we get some good bids and get this thing under construction this spring. So I will leave these here. The advertisement list says that you can examine these documents at the City of Piedmont. That's your copy there. Our office, Thrasher, the Contractors Association. You guys can check out the members we're giving these out to.
David.
And there's already been a couple people who have requested bid packages. So I think we'll see some good action on this. So, and there's probably 35 to 40 contractors we have a list of that do this type of work, and we have emailed and faxed them a copy of the advertisement. And some we've actually called and let them know that we have phone numbers for them. So we're pushing it to get a lot of action. More people get bidding, the better prices we get. So
How hungry are the contractors now on this type of work?
we're seeing a lot of. I opened one last month. It was a slightly bigger project, but in the Morgantown area, and we had 12 or 13 bidders. At least 7 to 10 for this size of project, so we should see some action on it. It's a good project. It'll help your system. Take 2 of your pump stations out and replace it with gravity systems.
Yeah, that's big to me. Yep.
So I'll leave that with you. And if you have any old sets, I know I've been bringing sets as we've been going along. You might want to, you have to throw them away, but not leave them out.
Out of here right there, we're gonna eat. I'm leaving that beer.
That's good news, we're going to bid.
Well, it's been a long, hard road.
Yeah.
What's, a year and a half?
Yeah, longer than that, the first day of work for me.
Well, it's been a year and a half for me.
It's been a while. It's frankly taking a little bit of time. I'm glad we took the time to do it because we came up with some solutions that are not going to replace the pump stations with a new pump station, but we're actually going to replace it so that it doesn't require energy, maintenance, and it can fill. So we can grab it. So.
It'll help the town out a lot.
Anything that Mother Nature can do without mechanisms is better.
Yeah, now we'll have a couple muffin monsters down near the old, the Water Street pump station. Those will simply grind up any sewage. Since you have a combined system, you're gonna tend to get stuck in it. So we'll grind that up before sending it over to treatment.
Just hypothetically, you got an idea what kind of money it might save us to have over the time?
I don't know that.
You don't know.
I haven't computed that, so. I do know that, I don't know, whatever you have a sewage bill down at the Water Street pump station, I don't know what that's costing you, but you can check that. You're getting rid of that. Your Pearl Street pump station hasn't run in a while, you've been pumping that, so that'll save you money there. Spending on that, so.
That is a bigger cost than anyone in this room can imagine.
So we'll get rid of that and let it flow by gravity.
Yeah. Well, it's been a long, hard deal, but I think we're getting somewhere.
Yeah. The project, our estimate for the construction's about $800,000. So that's within the budget, and working with our JDC. So contractors asked for an estimate, that's about $800,000. So that's just my estimate, but see how it comes in.
Well, I think at the end of this, we'll have a good chance with getting our Jetta back because, you know, there's a lot of people on the IJDC board that are in with the DEP and are the DEP, you might say. And they look at things a little differently than the guy that's actually controlling the purse strings.
So let's get the bids. If we have an underrun, then we'll go in and request the money for the Jetta. That's about a $35,000 item.
Well, that wasn't exactly what I first wanted, but
Well, if we get a big budget underrun, we'll do maybe
a
something.
back truck.
Something more grand.
That'd be nice.
That's where we're at, so.
Well, thank you, Steve. And don't forget my couple of pictures.
I'll put that on my list. I'll put it on my list.
Good, where you go?
I'm fine.
Sure. Okay.
All right.
You got a long drive back.
All
Well, this fog,
Yeah.
you gotta be careful.
I will. Thank you all.
Thank you. Be careful, Steve.
All right.
All right, that moves us on down to the reminder saying that this office will be closed January 16th, 2017 in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King. Next meeting is January 26th, or 25th, 2016 at 6 p.m.
Don't read what you said.
17.
Huh?
2017.
Did I have the typo? Heck on.
Where's the typo?
She has
2016, but it should be
Oh, yeah.
17.
I said 17. I didn't.
No.
Darn it.
Maybe I
I
did.
was reading right along with you, not paying attention. I just see January 25th and don't think about it here.
Well, I'll just change it. All right. I think at this point, I entertain a motion to,
Now, I'd like to say now next Tuesday, the next meeting I won't be here. I'll be, I got to have knee replacement.
Okay.
oh wow, how long you gonna be down with that?
Yeah. I don't know.
Couple weeks.
I hope not long.
I
But
gotta-
I'm going for knee replacement. I'll only stay in the hospital for 3 days. Then after that, I will be in the nursing home for 2 weeks for rehab. Because I'm home by myself. And I have to have therapy. I'll be up to Moran Manor.
Well, let us know, and I'll stop over and see you. We may all just come over.
We'll have a meeting over
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
yeah.
Bring
Over
cookies.
there.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
All in favor? Anyone opposed? Or adjourned?